When she finally stepped through the door after 5 days, she didn't look relieved, she looked entertained. Her lipstick was too flawless for someone who claimed to have been lost. Her eyes swept the room like a returnee scanning a familiar neighborhood. Then she smiled that crooked smile. "Be grateful I even came home," she said. I returned a small, measured smile. "This isn't gratitude," I answered. "It's the end." I placed a yellow envelope on the coffee table. "Thanks," I said softly. "But you don't live here anymore." Her expression flickered between confusion and annoyance. She reached for the envelope with hands that betrayed a tremor, slit it open, and began to read. The color left her face as receipts, printed messages, a photograph of a hotel sign, and a lawyer's letter slid out one after another. Her jaw tightened. For the first time in a long while, the quiet in the room was mine. People had assumed we were perfect 8 years together, 6 years married. We had small rituals, shared jokes, late-night drives, quiet mornings that felt like promises. She used to say I made her feel safe. I thought that was love. It turned out to be convenience. It began with little shifts, a different scent when she came home late, a new passcode on her phone, laughter that came in short bursts like she was rationing the real thing. I didn't erupt. I watched. When she started sleeping with her phone tucked under her pillow one night, I mirrored it to my laptop while she showered. She'd been careless. Their messages were brief and coded, but the pattern was obvious. Last night I took the risk, he suspects nothing, I told myself. Their meetings were in cheap anonymous rooms. One wallpaper matched a photo she had once posted with the caption "Me time." Pain came slow, shock, heat, then a cooling clarity. Betrayal became an instrument. I chose a quiet, calculated response. I began with money. I moved my salary into an account only I controlled. I collected evidence, screenshots, GPS timestamps, a few shaky recordings where her voice betrayed her, then tackled the house. Legally joint, practically not for long. I hired a lawyer, restructured wills, transferred ownership, and tightened the locks so she couldn't just walk back in. I made no announcement, I made preparations. She texted less, arrived home later. Once she said she was at her sister's social feed showed palm trees and ocean that same night. When she vanished for 5 days, I didn't call the police. I changed the locks. On the 5th morning, an unknown number said she was returning. No explanations. No apologies, only the entitlement of someone assuming the world waits. I staged the living room like a courtroom. One chair, one envelope, one glass of water she wouldn't touch. She entered and immediately tried to reclaim the room, chin up, arms crossed, posture set to say she was the one who'd been wronged. "Are you really going to make a scene?" she asked. I handed her the envelope. The sound of paper tearing was huge in the hush. Inside were her own messages printed line by line, bank transfers from him to her, a hotel photo, and at the bottom, divorce papers I'd already signed and a lawyer's note stating she forfeited her right to the house and accounts for fraud and infidelity. Her composure fractured. "You can't," she started. Her disbelief folded into panic. "I already did," I said. She looked around, as if the layout of the place might reveal a path back. "This is still my home," she whispered. "Not anymore," I replied. "You traded it for a few nights in hotels." Words failed her. Her breath came short. Watching the truth settle on her face felt almost like mercy. She wasn't furious, she was afraid. Not of me, but of losing the things she'd been taking as granted. She tried the old moves, tears, apologies, promises that it meant nothing. I used to be susceptible to those lines. Now they sounded like static. "You disappeared for 5 days, I said. I had time to think and to act. "What do you want?" she asked at last. "Nothing," I said, standing. "That's the point." She skimmed the documents again, hunting for a loophole. There wasn't one. Even her car was gone. I had transferred the lease that morning. Her name, her keys, her access, gone before she walked back in. She left the same way she had always left, heels clicking, composed, as if punctuating the end of a paragraph. No shouting. No collapse. Just the soft, decisive click of a door closing. A week later she tried to reach me, voicemails, emails, a paper letter. I let my lawyer handle it. People imagine revenge as dramatic fireworks, loud, destructive, messy. Mine was quieter, the removal of access, the slow reclaiming of what I'd given away, and letting her watch the door close from the other side. I loved her once. I believed love was keeping someone safe. But love is trust, and when trust dies, what's left is a familiar shape that no longer comforts. The house feels lighter now. Her things are gone. The silence doesn't wound anymore, it listens. Sometimes the yellow envelope appears in my mind not as a weapon, but as a hinge that shut a door. I didn't destroy her life. I handed it back to her, wrapped in the truth she chose to ignore. That, more than anything, was the cleanest kind of finality. I don't regret it.
And that's the end of the story. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. It really helps support the channel. Leave a comment below with the kind of story you'd like to hear next. Your ideas motivate me to create more amazing stories just for you.